Last word I heard was conspiracy theorist, and then
Yeah,
you
okay,
disappeared.
yeah, well, I'm back here, and I'm recording again, but, so...
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Thank you, dear. And, oops, what else did I lose here? Okay. You're the only one I kept. Everybody else dropped off here. Let's see if we can get them right back up. Alright. Maybe that'll make it.
Yeah, this is why I stopped doing my own show, because I just could never really iron out the technical difficulties. And
well, the technical difficulties, I believe, are called Homeland Security. You know, Homeland Security, in 2004, you know, somebody tapped my phone, knew exactly where I was going to be, when I was going to be there, and arranged for an accident.
oh boy,
And,
aren't they nice?
yeah. But, hey, they took good care of me. They rushed me to the hospital and kept me drugged on morphine, ran up a $750,000 hospital bill in 3 months. Kept me drugged for 3
I
months.
hope you didn't pay it.
I didn't. Okay,
That's another place that I won't go. In fact, about let's see, a doctor gave me a drug and that almost killed me. I only took one of them. It's called Suboxone, and my friends were up with me all night trying to keep me breathing, and they said I was absolutely yellow. I stopped breathing over 100 times, and every time I would come to and they wanted to take me to the hospital, I refused. I said no. I would rather die than go to a hospital. So that's how, I guess that's how crazy I am. I don't know, but I won't go in their courthouses. I won't go in their hospitals.
Their hospitals, these are rackets. They're a racket. I mean, $750,000 hospital bill for 3 broken ribs. Where is that? That's insane, folks.
I watched doctors and fought them the whole time. I watched them kill my father, I watched them kill my grandmother, and I watched them kill my great aunt and my grandfather. So, yeah. And well, I fought them the whole time. The doctors were lying, the hospitals were lying about tests that they did, lying about their conditions, lying about the results, everything. And I watched them literally kill my family.
You know, I realized a few years back that my mother and grandmother were drug addicts. We went to the doctor every month so my mother could get her pain pills because she had hurt her back once, and my grandmother got her sleeping pills. You know, I thought grandma was just a feeble old lady, you know, at 65, and except until I took one of her Reds.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow, Granny!
Whoa! They have all the everyone who's into the mainstream medical doctors, is on some kind of poisonous prescription drug
that they're making 200,000% profit off of. I think that's what Luvox is.
And they don't think that they're drug addicts because the doctor gave it to them.
Doctor's a licensed drug dealer. I mean, the only reason you get busted for pot is because you ain't licensed. I won't even go up. I won't even go to a doctor to get a prescription for medical marijuana, because why should I? Why should I have to pay a doctor for something I could grow in my backyard that God gave me?
That's right, and you're lucky even if you grow your own organic food from heirloom seeds and everything in your own backyard. You still have to worry about what's in the water, because the water is so full of pharmaceuticals that that by the time you grow an organic tomato, it's probably 90% Prozac.
And the first film that I did almost 15 years ago was about the chemtrails, and you know, today we're finding out that the snow on top of Mount Rainier or Mount Shasta is contaminated by aluminum. What do you think's in your garden? I mean, they are really trying to kill us, and they wrote it in stone down the Georgia Guidestones. They wrote it in stone that we need to reduce the world's population to 500 million, you know, but you got, what, 2 billion people sitting around going, well, they're not talking about me, are they?
Yeah, I've got some pretty good videos on my YouTube channel too of my gardens that I had at my house, and then panning up to the just massive chemtrails above, and you know, zooming in on things like all the electrical wires around me, and the chemtrails, and the planes flying over, and all the you know, power tools that you hear going off in the distance, and different things, in contrast with this beautiful organic garden. You know, it's you don't know what you're eating, even if you grow it yourself these days.
Now, I've been reporting
or breathing, and I said something to this one gal. She's a physical therapist, and she does sort of this alternative therapy, pulse balancing, and you know, energy movement and stuff. And I told her I was, you know, concerned about the chemtrails, and that I just wanted to get out of this area because, you know, because the air is just so bad. And she said to me, just breathe the good air. I went home and lit up a cigarette and said, I'll just breathe the good smoke, you know, and then it won't kill me.
It's really insane, and you know, I stumbled on this when I found out that you know, the CIA was bringing all the cocaine into the country, and the heroin, and the methamphetamine, and the marijuana. They're running it in. They're the drug dealers. And what do you do? I mean, when your government is criminal, when the FBI, CIA, and the Mossad, they work for the banks. We know the banks launder their drug money. We know that the banks certainly run the 200,000% profits on their drugs through the banks. You know, our founding fathers told us, if you ever allow a private bank to issue your money, the banks and the corporations just spring up around
of the author Dwight M. Calloway.
Okay, we got that.
I am going to share with you a paper entitled Why Jury Nullification Will Transform America and Why You Want to Be a Jury Educator.
Okay, thank you for very much, Truth Radio.
Jurors who know they can nullify or veto any bad law will have many direct benefits upon our nation.
I'm going to keep you on for a few minutes because we lost some of the thing. And thanks for being on Crusade Radio. So I'll leave this. I'll leave Blog Talk on. I don't know how long that'll run, but I think it's still running, and we'll run that.
Did we lose you again?
Huh?
Did we lose you again?
No, I still got you here.
Oh, okay.
I still got you here, and I've still got up. Yeah, I'm still recording on Blog TV. I probably lost our other two things, but I'll solve that by bringing you back on this next week or something. And I'm really, I'm in Tucson. I haven't found any groups, any people, any patriots that wanted to do anything, wanted to step up. Nobody wants to plan. Nobody wants to make arrangements. I mean, I've come up with solutions, and the whole idea of a Liberty Village could be done in a city block. We could make a city block totally independent by putting a little bit of money and energy into it. And, you know, plowing up the backyard, planting your things. They could do it in L.A., for God's sake. But they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They don't want you to grow food. I came up with the whole concept. They tried to pass the National Animal Identification System. They want to chip your chickens and your dogs and your cats and you. You know, George used to forget his medication, but now we got a health link, little health link. This little chip now tells us when we're supposed to take our medication, and tells the doctor how much money's in the bank. I mean,
and also reports back to the them that you did take your medication.
Yes. And you know, now in my film True Face of Fear, I filmed the first Homeland Security meeting, and they said in case of a single outbreak of smallpox in a major metropolitan area, we'll need 400,000 well-armed, well-trained, organized, disciplined troops to control the American people, because some of them just won't follow orders. And they're setting us up for that. They're poisoning our food and genetically modified. I mean, here the bug spray's already built in. They're poisoning the water with fluoride. And if you want to go out and start a garden, you know, they're even trying to go against with Obama's latest executive order. They're going after the rural. Oh, there's a lot of potential in the rural areas. So the government needs to go into that and form these councils. Everything to suspend independence. How do we fight that? I mean, I've tried to do this with this radio show, with the magazine. It worked pretty well with the magazine. But it instituted enough repression, you know, that business deals didn't go right. Advertisers were threatened and dropped out as faster than I could add them. So the magazines became unprofitable. The internet is not profitable. You know, it's like nobody wants to work together. Nobody wants to support anybody else. Are we our own worst enemies? Are the elite right? Do we just not have the intelligence to run ourselves, to rule ourselves, to figure out what's good for me should be good for you? You know, why can't we work together on that idea? All of us be free Americans. Your opinion, please. Star Hill is my guest.
Well, you know, I think we should all be free originals and just walk out of the system and not pay them any homage. But you know, try to tell that to, you know, the mainstream indoctrinated, you know, dumbed down population. It's, you know, that, I mean, that is a solution. We all grow up and stop thinking we need a babysitter to tell us what to do, when to take our medicine, where, you know, have a monitor our children for us, educate our children for us, or whatever. Education, in my opinion, is just a form of indoctrination. The very word education goes back to a Greek word, really meaning to educe, to induce an idea, to rear cattle, essentially.
Well, the Jews, and there is a, you know, this is one of the things that frustrates me. I'd like your opinion on this. You know, I study history, and I read just about everything here from papers all over the world, and there is a Jewish element to this whole New World Order, one world government, Luciferian society. There's a Jewish element in that. Doesn't mean every Jew is bad, but you can't mention the word Jew, Clay, and you know, we can't have you in there. You want to talk about Jews? Well, let's see. That's what they call themselves, you know. No, they're Zionists. They're Zionists. You should use the word Zionist. No, let's see, who killed Christ? Was that Zionist? No, that went around. And, oh, that must have been Jews. Maybe it was. Let's see, they changed their name to Bolsheviks. They called themselves Bolsheviks. Then they called themselves communists. And what about that? I mean, this is not the charge of racism and charge of anti-Semitism has been used to try to destroy me financially. maybe if I just shut up about it and just went along with it like Glenn Beck, like Rush Limbaugh, I could be broadcasting on Mitt Romney's Clear Channel. What about that?
Yeah.
And also the thought that keeps coming across my mind: if that black man over there can join the NAACP and that Jew can join the ADL or the Jewish Defense League, why would I be a racist if I joined the Aryan Nations or the Ku Klux Klan or the pro-white party? What is? How do you feel about that? And how do we solve that? I don't want to go out and fight anybody. I said the problem we've got really is how do you fight evil without becoming evil? And that's what I'm searching for. That's what I tried to do with the whole Liberty Village idea. What's your opinion?
Well, I agree with that. I mean, people walking out of the system and setting up your own independent, environments that are sustainable and regenerative. But I mean, it really requires changing your lifestyle. It requires walking out of the system, denying that they have any authority. And people don't want to deny authority. They want to be controlled. That's my opinion.
I think you're right. I mean, how can you talk to freedom when somebody just, it's like how did this somebody put it this way? Let me pull this up.
A friend of mine, I was talking to a friend of mine, and his wife came flying. I was talking to him about sovereignty and putting the government on notice to claim a right, and you're not the boss of me, and your laws don't apply to me, and whatever, your rules. They're not laws, but they're just rules of corporation, and they can't apply to anybody unless you agree to them. But it has nothing to do with law. But my friend's wife came just flying out of the house, screaming and yelling at me that she, likes to, I like to have government protecting me from the terrorists. And I was just like, okay, people really believe this.
Yeah, the email I was looking for, it said the problem is that Americans are the most naive people on the planet. We have no problem believing other governments lie to their own people, and propaganda is widely used. But if you even have proof of propaganda being used here and try to show it, you're labeled a wacko and a conspiracy nut. Sheep being led to slaughter is what we are now, and all those sheep who turn back and try to warn the others are laughed at.
Yeah. I mean, they keep thinking that someone else is going to get in the office, and they're going to vote for somebody, and they're going to change something, and it's going to be better. And they buy into these, this propaganda and the lies that they tell them. Every politician is lying. Every lawyer is lying. Every judge is lying, in my opinion, and every police officer. I mean, everyone in the government. This is what they do.
So even if this is true, and you make that statement, suddenly you become anti-government. You become anti-Semitic. If you talk about, Hollywood, Jew TV, Jew-owned prostitutes, or the Communist News Network, Well,
what does the word government mean? If you break it down, what does it literally mean? Government.
To rule.
Government. Govern means to control, right? Ment goes to the Latin mente, which is your mind. It's mind control. Government literally means mind control. So yes, I am anti-government, absolutely, 100%. And the government is they're anti-people extremists.
Now, how far back? This is one of the things I'm investigating right now. How far back does this go? I mean, we've got people talking about the Christians here, and to me, the Christianity, or the way the Catholic Church practiced it at least, is, and most of the churches I've been in, if you dance, well, you're going to go to hell, so isn't hasn't the the whole religion bit been part of controlling us?
Well, you know, I think Santos Bonacci. Have you listened to any of his work?
I listened to a little bit just the other day. I did find that, yes.
He has a really excellent lecture. It's called "As Above, So Below," Part 2, and also another one that is dealing with Roman ecclesiastical law and the and as it relates to astrotheology. And he has a fantastic expose and outlook on how, you know, the religion has, you know, all of the religious books, especially the Bible, but, you know, the Bible goes back to a lot of the other ones, the Torah and the Talmud and everything. They're all connected, the Kabbalah. But he shows how they use this all these religious I don't know, how can I say it? You know, it all has to do with astrotheology, how they how the studies of the stars have been literalized and deified and put into the legal system and how it works. So it's all really, the government is a religion, essentially. All their laws come from, you know, Roman ecclesiastical law, which comes essentially from astronomy.
And in my new novels that I'm working on now, I suggest that perhaps we've been traveling to the stars for thousands of years, and that we've been around for a lot longer than 5,000 years.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're just, you know, we're conscious beings encompassing this physical body for a temporary time, and you know, that's definitely, you know, one of the oldest questions. You know, who are we? Where did we come from? And where are we going? And you know, can science answer that? Can religion answer that? I think that we can only answer that for ourselves individually.
Well,
you know, we've got to find those things within ourselves. We've got to find the stardust matter that exists within us, you know, which is our own consciousness.
You know, really, I think the answers to all of our problems are out there. But the people that create the problems, I mean, this is a perfect example of Hegelian dialectic. You know, you let the illegals come up here and bring the illegal drugs up here so you can throw more people in prison. You know, it's they aren't working for the good of the people. If the people got together and realized, well, if we work together and we've got a framework. You know, our founding fathers created the first constitutional republic here for you know, 4,000 years. It was the one shot we got. Now, they don't call it the New World Order for nothing, so, you know, the people that are packing up and leaving and going to Argentina or Guatemala or Nicaragua or someplace like that, they're just moving from, you know, a frying pan to a fire. We've got the right to bear arms here. We've got the right to assemble. We've got, and we've got a mechanism here. You know, this show and this Free American website is better than the 10,000 magazines I put out every month. It's better because you can see us live. You know that it's real people. You get to hear people like Star Hills here. And by the way, her website, our Earthicaster.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. So you can see her videos there. You know, somehow we need to work together. And folks, if you're out there and listening, we're not getting paid big bucks like Rush Limbaugh by the pharmaceutical companies to advertise for them. So and they certainly don't want you saying, letting people know that Iran don't have any nuclear weapons and Israel got about 400, and brag that they could have every capital in Europe, because they want to sacrifice your kids, and the children in Iran, so they can make a little bit more money off their wars. Now, whoever's behind that, whether it's Jews, whether it's Christians, whether it's Muslims, I don't care. It needs to stop. And the way we do that is in small bands of people that can get together, sit around a campfire and talk. I think. I don't know, because or we can do it with the internet if you get involved and quit being just another bump on a log watching a television show. How about it, Star?
Right. Instead of just watching, and seeing what's on YouTube, get involved and start making some of your own YouTube videos and speaking out, or do your own blog talk show. Let me tell you a little story. When five agents busted into my house, and which is all caught on film, you can see that on my YouTube videos. I have 2 videos of that, and then also the interviews with the news and stuff. But when these 5 agents busted in my house about 2 years ago now, and they were looking for, it was 3 bail agents allegedly, and 2 alleged deputies. And they at 6 o'clock in the morning, I was sound asleep, and all of a sudden there's banging on all the windows and doors and all around my house and yelling. And so I jumped up and I started my cameras, security camera, and grabbed my camcorder. When I started the security camera, I noticed that the monitor was being blocked by somebody who was standing in front of the or put their hand over the camera, which really scared me. And I grabbed my my handheld camcorder, and by the time I had gone from one end of my house to the other, back to the computer, I caught on the hand camera one guy coming in through my window. The back door was already jarred open, and 4 of them were coming in to the back of my house, and I ran back to the front door and opened it to stop the guy at the front door from breaking it, because it's the door that my family built this house, and I just didn't, it sounded like he was breaking it with an axe. But and they were looking for somebody that failed to appear. That the police had beat up a friend of mine, and then they tried to frame him in court, and we have witnesses to that. And they threatened his life and all kinds of stuff, and they tried to railroad him and frame him because they knew he had a big police brutality case against them. So they just tried to shut him up. So of course he didn't go back to the court, and but they had no probable cause to come to my house looking for him. But what they did was they tracked my friend Alan from Visalia to Bakersfield to my house, and Alan had put up the bail money to bail him out, or he had signed for it. Actually, I had put up the money, but my Alan signed for the bail. Well, anyway, because I filmed these guys breaking in my house and I ran it up on YouTube, it went viral. It went to the #1 YouTube video views, and I had every news agency in Kern County calling me, and every TV station and newspapers, and coming to my door. They were literally coming to my house, knocking on my door, because this video went so viral. Then I did an interview with Channel 17 and a couple of other ones, Channel 59, I don't know, Fox, and some other news agencies. The Channel 17 said that it was their most viewed story ever.